with Soulmates. We are Soulmates and Knowledge. We're going together for double Emuna Tour. So during the holiday weeks in the Holy Land, just after Tisha B'Av, heading towards Tu B'Av, special time of yichud, of unification between souls. Thank God myself was blessed to find my soulmate during this special time. Mazel Tov, we had the engagement anniversary, please God, this week. 21 years, unbelievable. And yes, we were engaged this week, Tu B'Av, something special. I hope the YouTube's coming out better this week, thank God. We're still in the home studio, but that's part of the flow and focus during the summer months, and we'll get back to the studio in a good time. The special guest of Dov Halperin and others and Yosef Daniel just said shkoyach. He's sending a friend of his, hopefully in the 23rd of August. We'll announce Dr. Benjamin Lempner, something very interesting. But until then, we're going to have Dov Halperin come in the studio next week. He's been one of our most attended guests other than Yosef Daniel. And this in Black, I just had the pleasure to see the Black family getting excited for AZ House Summerfest concert and the other concerts coming up. Nissan Black is on tour right now in the US, and please God, we'll be booking UnityBookings in the future for him and for the other wonderful, amazing stars. You can check out all the links in the description. Yosef Daniel's included, of course, and all the wonderful people, Moshe Reuven, and the growing list, thank God, Shlomi Zions, Rudy Rochman. I had someone reach out for a cruise last minute. It didn't come together yet, but these are the kinds of wonderful bookings we can put together during the summer months. I thank you all for joining us weekly, you wonderful people. And part of the blessing of this class is to remind everyone to send their names to Rav Shalom Arush for the Tu B'Av campaign, that you will, please God, be blessed with finding your soulmate, something which we're happy to pray for, and the names are needed to do that. And the campaign link is on our Facebook page, and we'll reshare it on our other platforms at some point in the next day or so. Thank God it's been a busy time for me personally. You know, with Tisha B'Av, it always takes a lot out of a person. Very intense. The Golas experience, the exile, going into the Avelis. But the goal is obviously to get to Geula, as we've mentioned in the previous weeks, at that Aleph, Kus, that godly soul, the united souls. And that's the blessing that comes with Tu B'Av, which is coming, this amazing opportunity to bring together the United Souls experience in real flow. Thank God in the previous years we put out an album which many friends of ours collaborated with, and this year we're just giving you a blessing that you should be blessed also to find your soulmate and be able to bring souls together, bring more unity. Definitely a big focus during this time of Menachem Av. We're hoping this Chodesh, this month, we're still here, so we still are waiting for the full Nechama. The Shabbos is Shabbos Nachamu. It's Parshas V'Chanan, and in this Parsha we see a tremendous comfort coming from the power of Tefillah. Moshe Rabbeinu prayed 515 prayers which have helped us throughout history. It's had a beautiful concept that Esther Malka, when she was beseeching Hashem, Hamelech, in the Golas of we know in the Megillas Esther, the exile there in Persia, and she was beseeching Hashem to save the Jewish people from Haman Russia and all the anti-Semitism. Remember, we're trying to get anti-soulism global, because really that's the inner reason of anti-Semitism, that there's an anti-soul approach. So she was trying to rid of our enemies who were trying to wipe us out in that time, and our representation of soul in the world. And we know all from Purim how much simcha and joy when a Hafek had brought the tefillahs. So what worked was prayer, the sincere prayer. That's why we're going to learn and go ahead with Rav Shalom Arush's beautiful book, New Light. We've also got some announcements to make, big announcement. We have Emuna Tour 2022, and the key to it will be tefillah. That's why I believe that Rav Arush, thank God, Rav Shalom Ben Yemna, Emuna Tour, and was, thank God, available to be able to, with Rav Dayan God's help and all the tefillahs, all the prayers, turn around the Gezerah that we weren't able to come in person during this year. But thank God, please God, we will be in the US in November and possibly in the UK at the end of October. Exciting times. We'll announce it in a moment, exact dates. But just want to mention, so Esther Malka was also 516 prayers. So said a special Rav today on Torah Anytime. 516 prayers is one more than the 515 prayers that Moshe prayed to enter into Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael is where we become Bonim L'Mochim, we become children of Hashem, we can do our full mission, Shleimus. Right now we have Shemitah year, we're at the end of Shemitah year, and that is Ben David Bo comes Motzi Shvius. So we're Zochid, please God, in the merit of keeping Shemitah and supporting those who keep Shemitah, partnering with those who live here in the Holy Land, to be able to bring the light of Mashiach. That's part of the process. And Esther Malkin, her time was Tipo. It's Gematria 516 numerical value. She fell before Hashem. That's the extra tefillah. But where did the 515 tefillahs come from before? From Moshe Rabbeinu. So Moshe Rabbeinu, even though he didn't enter the land, and we're still waiting for the Nishmas Mashiach of Moshe Rabbeinu to enter the land, in this week's parsha, we know there's a big comfort coming. We have the second of the Aseret Dibros, the 10 Commandments were given again, and that's another huge comfort after what happened on Yud Zayin B'Tammuz. They were broken, the first Luchas, so we're given a second set, a second chance. There's a big aura of tshuva in the air with Ves Chanan. We had the Shema Yisrael, the big Esmach Oid, the Nekudas Tovus, rejoicing on that little bit of unity and point of soul that we're able to focus in on, especially in our generation. We need that chizuk of Esmach Oid, so Rabbi Nachman and his Talmud of Nosson, Rabbi Nachman ben Feigen, Nachman ben Simcha. Once again, I apologize if the YouTube's not 100% clear, but keep praying and we make it back to the studio where we get better Wi-Fi. I'm actually improving my system in the new week, so hopefully that Shtadlis will give us even better Wi-Fi here in the house, in our home studio. So the YouTube, I mean, the real key is also get a new phone. That's something which David Moshe over there in Chutz Chesed owes me. He did offer a new phone for work phone to get higher quality material out there. But the goal today is to just go through a little bit of feedback. Baruch Hashem, Rabbi.Goldsmith, thank you for organizing an amazing class. I read a question about people waiting for something other than Mashiach. I usually copy of Rabbi Arush's Universal Garden of Emuna as a gift. It explains the idea of Hashem's Echad, as we're saying this week's parsha, Hashem Echad, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and also the Esed Dibros, Anochi Hashem. Hashem took us out of slavery. He's going to take us out of this Golos, and it's written for a universal audience. There's a wonderful chapter on the 7 Noahide laws. 7 Noahide laws, Sheva Mitzvah B'nai Noach. Thank you, Rav Moshe Postin. That was a previous class, which we're still waiting for the office. Again, a strong word today. They need to get all those classes edited and up to our platforms. Right now, thank God, I'm just going ahead with the phone level quality. I apologize, but Baruch Hashem is better than nothing. Thank you very much for this inspiring class. I love the analogy of prayers being entirely different creations every single time. Anyway, you can all learn from me, guys, because look at this beautiful feedback, and I'm still going ahead with all the minis, with all the obstacles. Shalom, blessings, gracias for being a light to the world. Jewish people, Israel, please inform me, double Emuna Class, 2-bath campaign, Shabbat Shalom for me, beautiful home and godly soulmate. People are asking, remember Rav Arush, you send your names. Good afternoon from Germany, Shalom Rabbi and everyone, also for your son. Yes, he's finished Masechta Sukkah. I was out to see him, it was beautiful last week, and put up a few of those pictures on our platforms, you can check it out. Oh, we can hear clearly, Rebecca. That's the most important thing, yeah. If you want to look at my beautiful face, you're going to have to go to Facebook. Over there, it's clearer flow, thank God. Breslev English, Breslev Israel. Okay, what is Emuna? Intrinsic belief in Hashem, relationship through prayer. Shalom Rabbi and everyone from Australia. Yes, all together. See, Germany, Australia, global class. Thank you, Hashem, for everything you give us, everyone who joins us. And this is the announcement, the big announcement waiting for. Yes, when November the 4th, which actually will be flying in on the 3rd, hopefully, will be available on the 4th for Kabbalah's Kahal in Brooklyn till the 6th. This is the Sunday. We'll be there for full Shabbat with Rabbi Eli Mansour. I think that part might be private, but Baruch Hashem, we have the quality and the merit to spend with a special Rav, quality time there with him and Isaac. I don't know if his name wants to be announced, but just the first name, he's the one who's organizing that thing on in Brooklyn. And then we're going on to Eli's house and that's not mine, part of the community there in Monsey. And we're going to be there till the 14th, where we're flying back to the 15th. So it's New York and possibly New Jersey. People have reached out already for an event there. And also Gedalia Fenston, his people working on a large event, which hopefully will have some music, Rav Arush, with Dinalgo translating, or please God, have myself as an MC, and we'll have many other wonderful guests that we can put together with UnityBookings and other people around. 2 Shabbatons, Brooklyn and Monsey, like I said, might be private. We're looking for 2 free main classes. And remember, you can go on Books at Breslev.com. They're not putting up the videos, but they do have all the storage there of books and store and everything over there. To reach out to me, Eli.Goldsmith at Breslev.co.il. or DM me, WhatsApp, plus 972-52666-2411, all in the description below, all these numbers and emails. Reach out to me. Also, to be confirmed, a trip to UK, Manchester, London. We need you guys to make some hosting there that we don't have organised yet. The Goldman family are looking at over there in Manchester, looking to help. And there's also other people. London haven't really heard so much. We had some people in the past reach out, but we need to get right now solid hosting requests. Otherwise, we'll have to delay that trip. That'll be October 23rd till the 27th, Sunday till Thursday, because unless we get a very strong Shabbaton request, we'll just be there during the week. In London, UK, is not hard for us to get to, so the Rav himself is pushing us in the direction of visiting the UK, and being that we listen to the Rav, if he wants to go, we're all for it. And me personally, it says here, by the way, smile. Yes, smile and the world smiles with you. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, so we should all keep smiling with you. Let's go into the class. So we've only got a short time because thank God the holiday time, my wife, my kids, we need to get moving, things to do, thank God, people to see, place to visit, and Baruch Hashem, return to the Garden of Eden. It says in the book, A New Light from Rav Shalom Arush, until this point I provide extensive attention that the person can live when reciting the blessing, Chanena Da'as, he who graciously grants knowledge. That's what we've been talking about, the idea of finding a soulmate. Me personally, as I said, I was meritorious to get engaged during this week. It comes a lot to do with knowing yourself, knowing your soul, knowing who you are, so you can be in tune with the soulmate when she's there. Me personally, I spent a few years of guarding my eyes and learning a lot of Torah, working on myself before I really opened up my eyes to my soulmate. I knew her already before, but I hadn't looked at her and talked to her. I'd sort of separate myself from that whole energy for like a few years. So I just spiritualized my being. And then when I opened my eyes to out of Shabbos, Motzi Shabbos, playing a Yosef Koduna song, Shir Lamalas, and I was asking Hashem very much to open my eyes to my soulmate after also speaking to my rabbis about it. And she was the one we went on dates, Baruch Hashem, and Tu B'Av was the climax where we got engaged. It was about honestly, it was my first shidduch. I didn't go on any other shidduch, thank God. My soulmate was always there for me. Not everyone's blessed to have such an easy process. I mean, don't worry, the marriage makes up for it. As we posted, it's a lot of work. And so whatever was easy in the shidduchim, you're going to have in the marriage or getting married, the organization. Hanukkah's when we got married, Baruch Hashem, the second night, and the eighth night was the climax. Tremendous light, Zos Hanukkah, which is a big climax time from all the hugging that we're going into now. It's a whole process. Tu B'Av is really now when the Bas Kol comes out, the voice from heaven, who Bas Ploni the Ploni, who are you going to be married? So it's very connected to knowledge, which is what we're learning here. Now you must add to your service of Hashem. These are similar matters that involve knowledge and awareness. Yes? The voices are, if you listen carefully, you can hear Bas Ploni Ploni, all the different shidduchim they're going to be. Comes out in Tu B'Av. And I first met my wife, all those years before we became Shabbaton Mitzvahs. I met her. She was traditional shul hopping in London, and I was at a shul in Stanmore, and one of my best friends introduced me to her, and then again I met on in the gym later on, but that was on a Yom Kippur, and Yom Kippur is also a special day for unification, for finding your soulmate. These are two special days, so tune in to the light of Tu B'Av and Yom Kippur, tune into the special energy of soulmates, and that's a big tikkun of the golus, the exile, the lack of unification that took place just this week that we were still mourning for, that there will be rebuilding, finding our home. All the classes we've been doing recently will come together with the soul level, the soulmate level that will bring us that shlemus. So a person needs to add to their knowledge and awareness. Hashem wants to give everyone an abundance of knowledge. So he who graciously grants knowledge, but your receiving it depends on you, on your prayer, on the vessels you build in order to receive what Hashem wants to give to you. We mentioned last week, Rabbi Natan says a person's every lack reveals a lack of prayer. So if we're missing something, it's because we're not praying. Right now, who doesn't need more panasa? With all the inflation and everything, everyone should keep praying strong. Everyone should be blessed with panasa, with abundance, an abundance mindset. We're going on holiday time now. It's a time to spend a little bit. We have to have Emuna, that Hashem will mashlim, will give us what we need. Yeah, the Emuna Tour will be Shefadik 2022. Everyone should partner Emunalive.com to make it that way, so that Rav Arush can come with Yishuv Adas, knowing that the flights are covered, and we can be able to support some of the institutions, Echut Shel Chesed, as well as these Emuna classes that we're doing, especially in English. When you receive the blessing of He who graciously grants knowledge, now is the time to complete your lack of knowledge, which includes every lack, to yearn and pine to build good and complete vessels and to fill these vessels with true knowledge. And that's the point, that knowledge is even more important than the panasa, because knowledge is the key to doing everything. Therefore, you must repeat the words with strong intentions over and again, because they are the vessel which receive the awareness. Chanena das, Hashem give me das. The verbalization of the body and the intent and strong feeling of the soul. Like we said, Moshe Rabbeinu, 515 prayers. Esther Malka, she fell, Tipo, she 516 prayers, and she saved the Jewish people. Together they constitute the perfection of prayer. Such prayer as life is rise and is effective because it is truly the service of heart, not the service of the mouth. As we're saying Shema every day, we have to really think about the unification we're creating, Hashem Echad. And also, as we said, Esmach Od from Rabbi Nachman, we're saying the idea of tuning into the Nekudat Tov is a panemius, the soul level. That's the Esmach, the same Osius as Shema Echad, Esmach Od, rejoice with that Od, that little bit of good. That's what Sodic says, also brings it down. So it's something truly the service of the heart, not the service of the mouth. Don't just say the words, you have to really feel it. Yeah, b'chol lavav, b'chol nafshech, ma'adecho, b'chol lavav chem, as we're going to say in Pasha Zakev next week. He graciously grants knowledge at length without end, as long as he arouses the word in his heart and repeats his words over and over many times. Even the Esed Dibros, which is Toividik, I am Hashem your Lord, Tukab Mitzrayim, etc., should have any other gods. The unification again and again, the concept of the positive mitzvahs, the negative mitzvahs, all these yichudim, all these unifications taking place in this week's parsha, the Ten Commandments, which is now the renewed version, the one that is us, it is forever, and this is the Netzach Nesochim, and the idea that it goes on our heart. I remember saying this to Zusha, they put out a beautiful song just now, the Zusha crew, we were together, and the idea of kavaya, to put it on, there's that amount of words, Akev or Kaver, that amount of words in Eser Dibrus. I think it's actually next week's Parsha's Balaturim. Akev is the same word as Kavur or Kavir, to make it part of your heart. The whole point of everything we're doing is to open our heart and build the vessel so that the wisdom goes inside and becomes part of our being. That's the idea of real Torah. It has to affect change in our heart level. And through prayer, this is what Arush is so important, is teaching us, and he lives it, and when with him you feel it, this heart level of internalization. Teini Emuna, give me Emuna. Teini Chanena Das, internalizing, bringing it into the heart level. Therefore I repeat, says Rav Arush, I recommend everyone reading these lines daily devote half an hour a day solely to these blessings. Contain everything. It is clear and self-evident when a person does this, he'll begin to live an incorporably beautiful and sweet life. Yes, so the 172 letters of the Eser Dibros, have to be fixed on our heart so that we become like the chokek. It should be like when you're taking a chisel. We don't do that so much nowadays. We're like typing or speaking, but the idea is internalization, to break through the heart, all the coverings, and get to the essence of who we are, the true heart, the heart of flesh. And that's the key, the Breslev, the Breslev, that's the whole avodah of Breslev. And that's what Arush is saying. If a person feels that his Gan Eden is beginning to break down, because everyone should be living with Gan Eden according to Arush, he should immediately understand he lacks knowledge. The only reason we're not in Gan Eden is because we're lacking true das, not the das of evil and good, the true das. As I sing in my classes, says Arush, Emuna or Gehenim, who doesn't want Arush to come in person to New York? And by the way, everyone in America is invited, South America, to come make that trip once we confirm completely and visit the Rav. People already written to us, they're going to make pilgrimage from LA, from Arizona, come visit the Rav in New York, because it's the only way, unfortunately, we're going to be able to bring him in person. Or even better, as I wrote to one person, everyone should come to Yerushalayim, and we'll be all together here. With faith, a person lives in the Garden of Eden, Emuna, because he knows that everything that occurs in his life is for his benefit. There's no evil, that everything is for his good. Whereas without Emuna, a person lives in Gehenna. That's hell, God forbid. If a person's Garden of Eden is weakened, that means his Emuna is weakened. He must perfect it, he must ask Hashem for the knowledge he lacks. Every day a person undergoes constrictions and needs. These inspire him to draw down the knowledge he needs for that day and the rectification. So you see all the restrictions, all the suffering, all the struggles are drawing down deeper prayers and bring down the clarity we need for that day. And the rectification and healing for all its constrictions and needs consists in engaging at length in the blessing. Chanena das, when you ask for knowledge. So you all want a soulmate. Everyone wants a soulmate. I've got a soulmate, but Rabbi Nachman says you have to constantly pray for that soulmate. You have to constantly develop that soulmate. That's something which is a continual process of development and asking Hashem. Someone's asking to join the group. You're welcome to leave a comment now. I'm not going to be able to bring you in because I don't want it to mix up the flow over here right now because I have short time. I apologize. That's supposed to solve all the problems in his life with the help of blessing. He who graciously grants knowledge. Yes. To remind you, keep sharing this. People need to know these truths. They think a soulmate thing is how good you look, how much is in your bank, all these external things. Obviously, having shefa and keeping healthy lifestyle is important, but the point is that it's a lot to do with the mindset. It's a lot to do with how you internalize life, how you experience life. It's your knowledge, it's your deep understanding who you are and who your soulmate is. Really, the whole idea of intimacy is knowledge. It says Adam as Chava. So he knew Chava. It was intimate connection. It was a chibur, it's a connection. Turning the churban into chibur, into connection. Turning the edus into das, to know, to really testify the unification of Hashem Echad, the big I and the big Dalet in this week's parsha. The big I and Dalet comes together with da, knowledge, knowing intimately Hashem's oneness through intimacy with another human being. That's what real intimacy is. It's not this whole, God forbid, it's external experience out there, porn and all this rubbish out there online, and all this like showing off body parts and expanding body parts, all this craziness. The point is, it's an inner soul connection. That's the unification. And really, as with Y.Y. Jacobson brought down, the whole reason that there are people who are sex addicts, and we're going to talk about this again when we have Easy House concept, please God, the idea of all these different addictions. The idea of, and then you can go back to that class of Sam Weiss, a very important class, that we only have it on the Facebook version, which we put around to different places, Baruch Hashem, and the audio on our Breslev English, Breslev Israel, Emuna is our future podcast, and also Unity Flow podcast, check the links below, and Relationship Flow podcast, talked about my son going on it, all these things covering concepts that we need to learn and work on. So the idea is that when we're internalizing that, of why I brought down, that it's really a thirst for unity. All these people into addictions are thirst for unification. They're just doing it in the wrong way, in a physical way, or in a chemical way. We have to bring it out in a spiritual, healthy way that is physically acceptable. When Shulchan Aruch, the ones that is according to the Ratzon Hashem, the will of a God, that gives us the guidance to channel that need for unification only in the right time, in the right way, with the right person. And that's the soulmate journey. The more we focus on that we only have one person, and that soulmate is all our energy, and that sexual energy, all the drives, all the power, all the passion, all the focus is on that one person, and that builds unification in the world. And through that, we bring children down who then build their own homes, and a continuous positive cycle of soulmates and development and true knowledge, true intimacy. So really know another person. That's once again the intimate experience. So you really get to know another human being. That's the most positive thing, that we won't have to ever feel alone. We have to feel that we're ever, God forbid, by ourselves, or we're lacking, because we're whole. We're through the soulmate experience, through the partner. And if you don't have yet physical soulmate, you can dumb for it. You can dumb for the spiritual experience of souls, of unifying souls. You can experience Tuba through unifying souls, through prayer and through learning, becoming more unified in yourself, and also on a spiritual level, that no prayers are ever wasted. That's another important lesson we learn. From Veschanan, Hashem was reaching out, to give us that knowledge, to bring that unification of Shema Echad, and Hashem is taking us out of all our problems. This is the climate. These are the 7 weeks of comfort. The biggest comfort is to realize that we are unifying with our soul, we're unifying with everything we need. We're going to have all the chef, all the abundance you need, the panasa, you're going to have all the knowledge, the wisdom, the insight, the advice to be able to make successful business. People are going to be attracted to your bookings, to your opportunities, to whatever you're doing in the business world, to your skill set, to believe in it, to believe in yourself, to know yourself, to bring it out in the people around you. And please God, everyone should be blessed with a beautiful Chofish summer month, and we're going to build towards Elul. Elul's coming, Elul Bo, which saves Av, is Elul Bo, Elul's coming. So we have to have in mind while we're during the holiday time, we're preparing for a new year, getting the energy, the renewal, the relaxation, the sun, the swimming. Hopefully everyone will get that opportunity in the next few weeks to restore their energy, so then we can come together even more in you. See you next week, Double Emuna Tuesday with Shlemus. The Double Emuna of this week's class is we had 2 big announcements. The US Tour, November, partner now. The meetings will fill up very quick. We're going to confirm that time the next week or so. And also the UK. We're still looking for hosting opportunities of Double Emuna Tour in person with Rav Arush himself. Yeah, looking forward to you coming to Manchester. Okay, so Mordechai and Levi Yitzhak, make it happen. All you guys out there need to make it happen. Make sure the hosts are available. There's we need obviously the partnership. It's not cheap, because the Rav Arush, thank God, has millions and millions of dollars going out yearly into his institutions, and this is a big part of their yearly fundraiser to come to America, and now thankfully the UK. And it's important that we get the partnership to make the tour work with the flights, and Baruch Hashem to bring the Rav, with Dan Elgod and his family, Baruch Hashem, who look after the Rav, and get the books out there, please God, in London and Manchester, Manchester, London, and the other way around. And all the other places. It's up to us to make this happen. Remember, the information below how to reach me directly. And I appreciate all the love online. Share these classes, get them global. Internalize the knowledge. I'm keeping it short because it's sweet. Have a beautiful rest of the week. Have a beautiful Shabbos. Nachamu. And I can't wait to see you next week with a double Emuna Tuesday. All the best. Oh, yes, we're going to meet Mansoor. Thank God. Please, God. Rabbi Mansoor. Please sharing all the love. Collaboration. That's what it's about. Unity inspires projects. Amen. All the best. Thank you for joining us. Gotta say goodbye. Excuse me, just going to move this. There we go.